Dear viewers, to this video will continue to design the PHP pages, add account and view account and update customer details. So already we designed the login page, which is not asked in the question, but it is required. So we designed the login and the authentication to the pages. So we have to design the add account PHP now. As usual, include the header. Should be there, and we have added the add account that is a header. So we start creating a division. So they and then we use the class, okay, equal to content body, which is already want to design so that it will be displayed in a box. Okay. Close this as division. Close this division. Inside that we need to create the table. Okay, so first we go through the requirement for this page. The page requirement is customer ID, text box, branch, account type, balance, credits. Okay, so the validation, my advice is do it at last. Okay, after completing the preliminary crude operations. Okay, so 5 rows we need plus one for the submit button. So 5 rows. So I have to create a table with the 5 rows. Okay, use the table. Okay, and then close table. Within that, create the rows. The rows 2 columns. Okay, here slash table. This is a single table and td std. So 2 columns we need. Okay, so it is ready. So always use the template for the table. The column 1 is a label, column 2 is the controls. Okay. So in the style, column 1 and the column 2, two styles we defined. Okay. Column 1 is left alignment. This is center alignment already we discussed. Okay. So use this column 1 and column 2 along with what orange box or the green box. Okay. So whichever we need to do, then you can customize yourself. So here I'm going to use the class as equal to column 1. Okay, as well as I need to give the orange box. And similarly, I need to use same class for second column, but this time one column 2. This is a green box. So you can add many styles separated by one space. So this is one row, correct? So just so you see whether anything is printed inside. So you can print something column row 1, column 1. So you can just realize how it is going to display. Okay. These are the way to solve the problem step by step. You can observe. Okay. And the exam server you have to control panel have to open. Meanwhile, what we have to type this localhost and 00 AMS demo. Okay, login. So it will not open until we start this. Now it's get opened. So now maybe if some password and want to, we don't have the admin user. So what AA and the AA1. So we have so add account. Okay, see that. So the styles is not applied. What may be the error? Okay, that we have to analyze. Usually this type of mistake also you can. Reason is so we applied this style, but it is not applied to this one. Okay, the reason is we have not here also this styles also were not applied. So style sheet is not added into this page. So I have to add it in the header. Okay, link href equal to std style dot css. Okay, and the type equal to style sheet. And now you see that changes. You check whether that content is a styles, not type. It's a relation. So REL. Okay. So once if you practiced 2-3 problems, these things will be what easy for you. So now you just refresh, so it will come like this. Okay, your call. So your content is correct. So now you can copy and paste. This is not required now. See that how it is looking. It will look like this. No content is there. So that you have to copy and add 5 columns. Okay. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. The first column you go to the problem statement and type in the customer ID. Okay. The column 2, sorry, the row 2 is a branch. While inserting into this table, account table, we need the branch ID. So better to what populate the branch ID. Okay, if the branch ID is not identifiable by the user, you can also what give the branch name along with the branch ID. The branch name is for user understanding purpose, and branch ID is required for inserting into the account table, because account table customer ID branch ID that we need to what give. Okay, so branch ID and name both we can display. Okay, so next third row account type. Okay, fourth row is the balance. And fifth row privilege. Okay. So save it. And at the end of this table, you can place here a button. Okay. So the button P, you can use a class as what the title. Inside that, you can place a button. Submit button. Okay. So we create a content body and distance. Okay. And finally, what this button we have to add. So input type go to submit. So we have not created the form. Okay, so we have to put all the things in the inside the form. Type submit. The value is this is add counter. So this form will be submitted. You see how it is looking. Okay, so what fine. Okay, branch ID and customer ID and these things. It will be displayed here. Add account. It will be added to this. So before that, you can place this add account inside that row. It will be good so that you can add it inside the box. Okay. So better to what bring this add account inside the box. So go to this demo. Okay, inside. So H1 and so inside the before that table. This also we can use this as well. Paragraph is equal to title account. Okay, so will be now we could add account. So this we can so, so that so now we have to place the controls inside that. So you see the question what controls they have given in drop down list. This also drop down list and then is a radio button. Two text boxes that we can place it. One is the customer ID, another missing balance. So customer ID is the text box. So you input okay type equal to text and then value that is values not needed ID and then ID equal to this is a CID okay customer ID and name equal to CID. So the same thing we can copy and we can paste it in the corresponding what is it balance. So balance is a mandatory field that mandatory validations and all we can do later. So balance name also what balance post this. So I will check for each and every step it is displaying. So it will avoid debunking one code at the end. So next drop down. Okay, that will consider next to what this privilege and they have asked to use a radio button. So radio button that we have to give what input type equal to radio and the name equal to name common name we have to give that is privilege id equal to privilege 1 okay and the value equal to that must be passed okay that value will be referred in the through what post method okay so this name and this value is important for what post submitting the form okay so first one is a silver okay so silver capital S I have used the same thing I have to check it that okay and inside that what to be what printed okay so that silver that we have the what two times okay this is privilege 2 and this is privilege 3 and this is gold and here also what same gold and this is platinum and this is also platinum so check immediately what is display okay silver gold and platinum okay, the color and all it is applied default this is the color default color for this entire division that is content page. Okay, content body that supplied here. So the name must be given as the same name. Okay, and value will be referred, name and value will be referred by the post array. So privilege we had, and next two things is drop down list should be automatic. Okay, automatically populated. You see the question again. For this drop down, need to be what populated during the page load. Okay, and this should be populated during what from the branch table. So during page load means here itself you can initialize the things. So what is the syntax to add the drop down list? Select the option, correct? So account type, when we refer this syntax from this solved question. Okay, add account. So select branch. We need only what? Select account. Correct? Account type. Okay. Account type. And then this alone we need, and then select end with the select. In between, we have to add the items one by one through what options. Okay, that option syntax is option value and okay. So option value equal to selected value will be referred through this property value property. The first one is the select. Right? What is the question? Select current save. Okay. Select type. Value you give select and the type here select account type slash option. You can copy and paste two times. One is current. We clear is a case sensitive the value is, so the same thing need to be checked in the coding side. Okay, so here we can type anything. This is just to display. Okay. So current, and this should be what uh, savings. Okay, here you can use the savings. Okay, you can also type something here, account, savings account, current account. Okay, so this just to display, and this is a value, actual value, select current, and so, so you check this whether this displays refresh. Okay, it's coming. Selected group, correct. And they given one condition here. So if account type is selected, okay, the displayed balance should be displayed as 1,000. Otherwise, this display as what? And 500. Okay, this code where we have to fetch. First, you analyze this. So this page is what going to be used by the user when the user select whether we wanted to update the balance from the server side or the client side, whether it need the help of the server or not. Just you listen. But here we don't need the server help because if current account is selected, I need to just fill with 1,000. Savings account is selected, I need to just fill with 500. Otherwise, default is the 0. So this is have to be done in the client side. In which action means what? On selecting the item. Okay, so what is the action we have to change means on change. Okay, so in during on change of this drop down list, I have to call a function. Okay, so what update balance? Show initial balance. Show show balance or default balance. So that this is a function that we have to call. This is a JavaScript function we have to write because the client side we are going to write the code. And the JavaScript function, just go to the body here itself. You add a script, okay, and then you end it with a script. Okay, just you create a function inside that. Okay, function show initial balance so that we can edit. So I need to obtain the selected value of this one. Okay, so this ID in JavaScript we need to use ID. For PHP we need to use our so document dot get element by ID. Okay, element by ID, and you can use the ID name is a type. Okay, so it is getting this store it in a temporary var equal to var, and this is a type. Okay, type equal to. So before writing the further code, the type is getting this function is fired and the type is getting received properly or not. So you can test with what alert message. Okay, alert type. Okay, so that we can avoid what further headache whether the function is called or not, that we can check it here itself. Okay, so now you refresh and then you select the type. So there is function is what executed, but we have not received this actual selected value. Instead, we are receiving some object name. Okay, so the mistake is what where we have to type what value. This is selected as a type. So those corresponding value I made, and now you refresh and select current. Okay, if we see we clear this current is a value assigned for this option box. Okay, so this current only we have received, not the current amount. Okay, okay. So now this is correct. So now we can. So if you continue without this value, you will not get the clear idea where the mistake is. So step by step, you check and continue. Okay. Then next, I have to check if this type is equivalent to the current. Be clear, this is case sensitive. Capital C we have used, okay, because there also we used capital C. If it is a current, okay, what I have to do? Okay, next else if type equal to savings, okay, then what we need to do? Otherwise, what is the third option? So create this and write the logic inside that. If it is a current, the corresponding text box, balance box. The balance text box ID is what balance, so that we have to refer it. Okay, that need to be filled. Document that get element by ID. Okay, and the ID name is either single quote or for double quote. You can use balance. Okay, dot value. Okay, which is equivalent to 1000. So give this 1000. You can give what double quote also because the value is a string. Okay, you just check it whether it is current is selected. This is getting it. Yes, I got it. Okay, so what the same thing with copy it and savings, and you can use this is what 500. You test if it is not given like this. Current is getting changed and savings also what getting. So no matter is a 500 or so. Once it is returned into the text will be text. Okay. So next, if it is not selected, suppose if you are selecting like this, what we have to do? Okay. So what that need to be stored as a default value with what 0. So default value 0. So while it is loaded as a plus 1, okay, here there is no value. Okay, that need to be displayed as 0. If you are selecting current, the savings, and the select account means this one. So before that, if it is selected, you can alert the message. Kindly select. Okay, like the account type. You can use this message, then click out to choose. How to use a default value? Okay, in that control itself, value equal to 0. That's all. So when it is getting refreshed, okay, the value equal to 0. Okay, then if you are selecting the account type, it is a 0. Okay. So the next, we need to place this drop-down list that need to be loaded from the database. So this is the first CRUD operation that we are going to do. Okay. So just to refer the branch table. Okay. This is a branch table ID, branch name, and address. It is there. So before I need what branch ID and the branch name list that need to be what displayed. So before what doing this CRUD operation on PHP, manually you verify, write the query. That will be a good practice. Okay. So what query you wanted to execute through the PHP. Okay. So here localhost. So here in the AMS demo, select this one. Go to the SQL. Select a star from branch. This only we need to execute. Correct. So you need only the branch ID and branch name, branch address. It is not needed, so that you can select only the branch ID and branch name. Also, that is also one good. But what I just use this simple word select the start from branch. Okay, this query, and you will get a table. This entire table you will be received in a row. Okay, so we are clear with this. Okay, so here before that start this PHP. In the initial portion of the page itself, you can include the statement needed for connecting your PHP with the MySQL. So that you can better what add here dbconfig.php. Okay, you see this single line, it is enough. Okay. So previously we discussed with this defining the four terms and passing this. This is just to understand the four arguments. Okay. So meanwhile, I am also recording the important functions used in the problem solving technique. So here MySQL connect is one of the function. Four arguments we need to pass. One is the machine name. The second one is the database username and that corresponding password and database name. So here MySQL username and the password, second and the third arguments. This is machine name. That is a computer name. It can be what localhost or 127.0.0.1 IP address. And here this is the database name. Okay. So only simple statement db config that we can add include, okay, db config dot php. So don't include this on multiple times to show the error. The same statement is presented many times. It may show the error. Okay. So once in your page, you just include that. It means that the DB is defined. Now in the database is available. From the DB, you have to execute that. Second, you have to what? This statement is what? Database connection. Connection. Okay. And this statement is what? Forming a query. Okay. SQL. Okay. Which is equal to SQL query. Okay. You can use any name. Okay. Query. Okay. What is the query I wanted to execute is select star from branch. To be clear, the table name is a case insensitive. Okay. And then just executing the query. For executing query, we have to use MySQL. I see that this is to execute the query and use, and it will return the different values depends on the query you have used here. One is the select query, it will return a table. For update and delete query, it will return the number of rows affected. For insert query, it will return true or false. Okay, so here we are going to execute the query here. Okay, on which database here? This database. Okay, so if you have the confusion, you can directly add the statement localhost is demo on what nearby. Why we have put it in a common PHP means the database operation may be presented in different location. So if you wanted to suddenly change the database means what every occurrence need to be what changed. To avoid that, if you put as a single file, so any database corrections, okay, or any what machine, if you want to change the server name, everything you can do in one place. Okay, so receive that in a variable res equal to res is now what a table. Okay, so you can also use this a table. Okay, so now the table is ready. From the table, you need to what? Fetch the row one by one. Okay, for every row we have to work with. So what you have to assume is this table is nothing but this research. This table is received. Okay. Now I need to fetch the row one by one. For that, the query is to obtain the row one by one. We have to what? MySQL fetch array. Okay, I can add it. Demo and function.txt, and here I can add this also fetch array. Uh, this is to what? To obtain current row from the table. What is the argument? Okay, fetch array SQL. So that need to be what checked here. So one by one we have to what receive and we have to add it. Okay, this is what actually the HTML code and the balance and account type and here. Okay, so here I need to what add a selection, select ID, and these things I have to what select it. There is no type here. It is a name will be changed to branch ID. Okay, we can use the BID. Name also what type BID branch ID. You can use the slash select. Close it. So inside that you have to add the options dynamically one by one. Okay. So what inside that options need to be what added. So one option, two option, three option like that. How many options need to be added means the corresponding rows. Three options need to be added. So I need to what add in three options. So I have to fetch the row one by one from that. So to fetch the row, I need to write the PHP code here. To start the PHP code, just use what question mark PHP. Okay, here you can type while okay, and dollar row equal to okay this function. What is this? MySQL page. This function okay of I have to use this table which obtained this table. Okay, dollar table. So if the row obtained is not equal to empty, that is not equal to none, okay, then we can execute the code. Okay, so within that I have to add the option. The adding option is not a PHP code, so correct option is what PHP. So end the PHP tag, and here you add what option. Okay, and what is the syntax for the option? Value equal to setup. So value equal to okay. The value equal to at this place I need the value obtained here. First row is obtained here. Correct. First row. What is I need? Branch ID and the branch name. Okay, branch ID and the branch name. So here itself you can use a dollar okay BID okay which is equal to dollar row of okay here row of which name here we have to use means which name we used here okay what is a column name branch ID that we have to use okay so branch ID okay, and the dollar branch name equal to that two alone we need so dollar row of branch name. See that this name is the column name of this one branch name. So now with these two are the PHP code, so that need to be inside the PHP tag. So value equal to. So I need to print this value here, echo this value here, so that within the double quote or single quote value. First I have to use PHP tag question mark colon PHP echo okay dollar vid okay colon and then I have to complete this PHP tag. So that need to be displayed in a single quote. So value equal to what this PID will be what displayed here. Okay. You close this option. Within that option, I have to what print the same. So and before that, what only branch ID or branch name we have to use. So we can what concatenate this what to be displayed on that. So to concatenate the branch name and the branch ID, okay, so we can use what a dollar b name and bid, okay, both we can use, which is equal to dollar b name, okay, dot space hyphen space dot dollar bid so that it will be concatenated as a single string. So that you can configure so that it will be displayed. The value will be what the branch name and this. So one thing you can do, we need the branch ID alone as a value, but while displaying the branch name we need. So that here you can display the branch ID alone while display here. Okay, so you can display can use the v name and vid option. Okay, that we can use it. Correct. So what is the thing is this will be displayed on that but this will be assigned to the value because while referring we need only the value. Okay. Or what you can use both here. I am saying like this means this is to what understanding purpose and this is only for inserting purpose, inserting into the record. Okay, so rest of the thing is the PHP code, correct? We have not included this one. Okay, this is going to be executed in the while loop so that this is end of the while loop. The end of the while loop is what I have to start PHP. Okay, and then end of the while loop I need to what close. Only for the close brace I have to create the. It's okay. You see that PHP code. Okay, and this is what HTML code and then PHP code. Select is ended and the TD is ended. Okay, so I think we actually will check it. Okay, that is an error in the 45th line. Okay, expecting unexpected the total. Okay, we go through the 45th line here. Okay, unexpected about the total. So PHP is not ended here. Okay, so what close this. Okay, now we check this. So it will be displayed. So thing is what while displaying it is all the along with the name and ID. While sending okay, to the post array, only ID alone will be sent because the value is assigned as only the ID. So now I need to write a code for what add. So nothing will happen because we have not yet added the form. So I need to add entire thing need to be put inside what the form. So from the table you can create a form. Okay. We have an ID for the form equal to what this is add account form and we need to use the method as what post that is post only the two things are required I think. Okay, if we check this add account form only ID and this one. Third one is action. Okay, so that is also what. So action is what where the form need to be submitted in which PHP. So I wanted to receive that into the same page. So leave it as a empty. So this is division and submit button is here. Okay, at the end of this one you can edit. Okay, end of this just to use within the okay. So what inputs this entire input will be submitted to the same page. To check that. It is getting reloaded. You can see, feel the difference here. It is getting what reload. Okay. So now I have to receive this. Okay, to check whether what all the inputs are what received properly or not. That you can check it step by step. So what I need to write the code here. Okay. After this, this is to database. Okay. So I can add it here within the same PHP tag itself. We can add it for a wider caption from doing separately here. So the page is getting reloaded by clicking the submit button. After that we have to check it. Okay, so if dollar underscore server okay and request underscore method okay which is equal to what post okay then We just you check whether it is getting fired when we click the submit button. How can we check? Simply what? Echo. If it is a JavaScript means you can use hello alert message or what here echo. Through the echo you can place a alert message. Okay. So script alert in the double quote submitted received submitted values are what received. Okay. Double quote and close it semicolon and what slash. Be clear, I am using what? The combination of single quote and double quote. Outer, if you are using double single quote, inside you have to use the double quote. Here, if you are using double quote, inside you have to use the single quote. So now I'm going to check whether this is getting filed or not. Refresh. We will click on that. Yes, receive. The values are received. Okay. So that this is not getting executed while we are simply requesting the field. It is getting executed only when click on this button. Proceed. Okay. So now we ensure that it is fired now. I have to check. If it is not given, okay, for example, if it is not given like this, what is happening? Okay, for simple page load itself, it will show this message. See that receive. But here, but this time we should not use this one receive because no post array is getting got initialized. Okay. Only by clicking this one I can receive these values. So for that purpose only we are checking is equal to what post. The next I have to check whether it is received or not. So four arrays are there dollar underscore post. Okay, just to refer the names of names used here. One is the CID, BID, and then type and balance. Okay. So this you have to refer this time what the name of the control, not ID of the control, name of the control. Okay. So post of single quote, double quote, anything you can see ID. Okay. This is first one and the dollar underscore post of and BID dollar underscore post of and the type dollar underscore post of. So what I typed this before continue this one, just you check whether it is getting received or not by using what echo, so that it will be printed on the page, so that we can use it. Echo, echo, and echo. Okay, and save the file. And go to this one. And this one we can reference. Okay, customer ID is 1001 and account type is current 1000. Okay, and selected is not silver received and it is getting what. Okay, make sure that any one of this is what checked by default silver or platinum or something but checked by default. Okay, so now it is correct, it is getting received, we can proceed further. Okay, so instead of that you have to just save it in a variable dollar cid equal to. Okay, and this cid we can use dollar bid equal to and the dollar type equal to dollar balance equal to dollar equal to like you can type. Okay, so maybe some privilege. Okay, so everything is. So now I need to write the query to. So the database is already what connected or not you check. So this is a database connection. Okay, so that once in your page you can what during the include section of this one you can add it. this part, so that no need to what repeat. So you can add this include sections separately. So these two pages will be what included. So now only I have to form a query. So dollar query equal to what? Check that insertion operation we have to. So what is the practice is I have to go to this one and SQL. I have to type the query insert query. So insert. If you need help, just click. It will show the syntax. Okay, branch. So you can refer this syntax insert into okay and branch okay and values, and the first value is a empty value. It's not branch. I need to insert into what? Click on what? This one. Delete. Delete. Click on this one. SQL. Here insert into account. Okay. We want account can be what checked. What is the structure of the account? Okay. Account ID is auto generated. So customer ID, account type, balance. This is the order. Just about to follow this values. I have to pass single quote, okay, empty, and then customer ID. Okay, customer ID is what? 1001. That should be what? Existing customer ID. So that also you can check it. So customer ID is exist or not. So 1001 is exist. So 1001 you can pass. Next time for this account type. Account type is savings. Okay. After that account balance branch ID privilege. Balance is 1000. Single quote itself we can use. Balance 1500. After that branch ID 201 or 202. Okay, that's also what's existing one. Okay, and then finally what privilege? Privilege is actually gold, silver, or something, correct? That you can use. So whether it is correct or not. One row is inserted. Okay, it is correct. We check that account, it is getting inserted. Manually, what it is getting inserted. So like that, we have to insert allocation ID automatically it assigned. Okay, so this is the that code we lost. Okay. Um, so this is the syntax for what? That we have to type here. Query equal to double quote insert into table name is the account values within bracket single quote comma and within single quote branch name comma within single quote five values 1 2 3 4 and what 5 6 values I think. So just to see that as structure 1 2 3 6 values, so I have to add 6 values 1 2 3 4 5 comma 6. Okay. That's all. This is the query you have found. Inside that I need to pass this value. CID value need to be come here. Okay. So echo this one is somewhat complex. That is a PHP echo and dollar $CID. Okay, second argument. Okay, okay. So you copy this and paste it inside what all this. Instead of CID, this is a BID. Second argument is a BID. Third argument is um, type. You see that 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you refer the table, not account ID. This is CID, account type. Third account type, not BID. So third one is what? Account type. And fourth one is balance. So this is the balance. And the fifth one is, so this is a 5, this is a 6. Fifth one is branch ID. So this is BID. And the sixth one is refer the table privilege. Okay, here it is known as priv. Okay, priv. All are in the single quote. So the query is executed. So now you can use execute the query. So MySQL, okay, that you can execute. But this time you can receive it in the variable res. Okay, and result is what? Either true or not. How many rows? Okay, so you can check here. Dollar res is greater than or equal to 1. Okay, number of rows affected is success. Okay, so you can print what success message, just comment it and what print it here. Okay, so what number of rows received success, just one success, else echo failed. Just you can print it. Okay, this connection is over now. Just you check whether it is getting going able to add or not. You can also go to echo that the query is correct or not. Echo alert the query. Alert the query. You can also just what echo the query. It will be printed. Just you can check it. So what now I need to execute this test this 37 include. Okay, unexpected token included 37. Just to see that you may miss the semicolon. And 50th line unexpected echo. So you may miss the semicolon. So now it is coming. Now we can add a customer ID. It should be existing one. So 1000 we can give. Otherwise it will be a error. Account type is a savings. We selected the silver and add. So priv is undefined variable. So that is the, and also what constrained foreign key represents customer ID. Customer ID is also what? It's a mistake. So privilege is the privilege. PREV, but we used the word PR. Just to correct it. One zero 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 one. Okay. Insert into values. Values are what? Empty. Record SQL expression. Child foreign key fields. constant for input. So what is that error here we receive? So we made a mistake in this insert query. Okay, actually what we are writing this inside the PHP itself. Correct. That is the confusion we got. This tag and the echo is needed only when we are writing the PHP content in the HTML code. Correct. Here only we need to add like this. So with the confusion because this query itself we are writing inside the PHP tag. So it is not needed. Only what simple syntax. Okay. So see, so that only it is showing that the lengthy CID is not presented in the customer table. Okay, so foreign key violation is getting, otherwise it will be printed as it is. So we made a random mistake here. Okay, okay. So now what, it is ready. Now execute this privileges and everything is ready. Now resign. So success is getting printed. So what is the query actually we have? Okay, so um you can check it whether it is inserted successfully or not in that backend side. Okay, this is what customer account. Already one is inserted, now what account ID is getting not inserted. So now worry about what account ID is auto generated on 20015. For failure case also what it is trying to insert so that the numbers is getting not lost. So 01 and 02 branch ID. You can test one more values. 1000 branch ID 200 savings 500 and the platinum success. Which is this account? Okay, it is added. Okay. So now we completed the uh, add account. This you can hide it. Okay. So the next video we will see how to design the view account and update customer. Thank you.